Hi, welcome to 6 plus 1 Ingredients for a Great Meeting. Brought to you by Point in Time Software. Follow us at Meeting Mapper. There's more to meetings than just taking notes. What are the 6 ingredients for a great meeting? Identify and agree on the goal and objectives. Identify all the attendees' role and stance. Document the meeting. Assign next steps or action items. Distribute the meeting report. Update Salesforce with Actionable Intelligence. Let's go through each one of these independently. 1. Identify and agree on the goal and objectives. State and document the goal of the meeting. It's very important that everybody understands what the big overall encompassing goal is that you need to get out of the meeting. Don't be bashful. If it's a tough goal and maybe hard to get to, let everybody know. They need to be prepared just like you are. Is it realistic? Can you actually achieve this goal in the time or the people or the resources that are going to be in this meeting? Does it support a bigger business goal? Do the objectives align and ensure you can achieve the goal? The objectives have to support the goal to be able to achieve the goal. You can't have some objective that's arbitrarily out there that doesn't have anything to do with what you're trying to get out of the meeting and achieve the goal. Is everyone in agreement regarding the goal and objectives? Has everybody seen the goal and objectives? Do they agree upon it? Do they all believe that this can be achieved during this meeting? So as you can see, this is the goal and objectives in Meeting Mapper for Salesforce. We have the goal and the objectives already listed inside the meeting. 2. Identify role and stance. What roles are the meeting attendees assigned? Who's the buyer? Who's the evaluator? Who's the decision maker? Who's the champion? Who's the coach? All based on your sales methodology. Is this a subsequent meeting? If so, any new roles being represented? So if you had any meetings before this, and what were the roles of the people in that meeting or those meetings? And how would you know? Can you look back at your meeting notes and actually say that? Can you look in Salesforce and look at all these roles that have already been assigned to the individuals in your meetings? What happens if you can't make the next meeting? Can the person taking your place or your team member understand and know the role of everyone that was in the meeting before, so he knows exactly who's who and where to start the conversations from? Have you ID'd the decision makers? Very critical, very hard to close an opportunity or get a project completed if you haven't identified and at least met or talked to the decision makers. What are the meeting attendees' stance? Are they for, against, undecided, neutral, or a participant? What about a no-show? Someone who accepted the meeting and did not attend. Sometimes this is just as important as somebody that attended the meeting. All this is based, again, on your sales methodology. And here you can see in Meeting Mapper how the role and the stance are depicted in Salesforce. Red being against, green for, blue's a participant, the letter E an evaluator, the C for a champion, DM for decision maker, and so on. Very easily and very visual inside Salesforce using Meeting Mapper. 3. Document the meeting. Is documenting the meeting just taking some notes? Well, there's all sorts of notes, and sometimes there's more to a meeting than just taking notes. What happens if someone is using the whiteboard? How are you capturing it? Are you taking a picture? Are you trying to scribble it down or write it down in your notebook as they're doing it? Based on my experience, I will try to document it down what they're writing, and by the time I get about halfway, they're erasing it because they're already done. Some notes are not intended for all the attendees. You've got public and you've got internal notes. Where are the notes stored? Are they in a notebook? Are they on your laptop? Are they in Salesforce? Are they archived so all your team members can look and read and understand what's happening in this meeting, the last meeting, and if you're planning for the next meeting? They've got to be very centrally located and easily read, disseminated to your team, management, executive staff, as well as the customer. Here's how we document the meeting inside Salesforce. So it's not just about taking notes, it's the stance, it's the role, it's the start time, where's the location, the notes, internal notes, were the objectives met, yes or no. Assign next step or action items. Every meeting should have a next step or action item assigned to someone. Even if this is the last meeting that you've completed the project or closed the deal, somebody's got to do something to ensure that all the bases have been ran, all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. Somebody's going to have something to do. And how are the meeting attendees notified? Are they being notified in email, just by you telling them on the phone, or they're taking a note, or you're hoping they're taking a note to remind them? How are they being notified? Very important. How are you tracking next steps or action items? Are they in a calendar? Are they in your notebook? How are you tracking them? And how are the people that you've assigned tracking them? In Meeting Mapper, you can go ahead and assign a next step or an action item to a meeting attendee, schedule it, and it updates your Salesforce calendar automatically. As you can see by Travis there, he has an AI. If you clicked on it, it's hyperlinked right into his Salesforce calendar. Distribute the meeting report. Meeting report provides a way to get consensus on what was discussed and agreed upon. Nothing worse than telling your boss, hey, this is what we talked about, and all of a sudden the customer or project lead comes back and says, well, we didn't agree on it. This is not really what we talked about. So now you disseminate it and you get consensus on what was talked about and what was agreed upon. It must be quickly sent and easy to read and understand. People are in meetings, some meetings back to back. It's very important to get it, read it, and then send it out as fast as you can. It's got to be concise. It's got to be in a format that's easily understood. And it's got to be something that you will replicate for every meeting that you're going to have for this project or for this opportunity. Consistency. Must have at a minimum who attended, name and email, the goal, objectives, public notes, next steps and action items. So those are the minimum. But there has to be two versions. We fully understand that not all notes are meant for everybody. So we do two versions. Public, everyone gets this information, no damaging information. It's what happened in the meeting based on the minimum what's required of the meeting report. Private or internal, account team and other internal team members. This has everything that's ever happened in the meeting. And how we depict that and send it out in Meeting Mappers like this. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a public facing meeting export. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the internal. So I have the stance. This person's for because they said we were the best solution. Decision maker. What's the level of participation? Any notes about that person? The internal notes and any hot insights coming out of the meeting that we need to be able to capture. So very easily done. Just a PDF, save it, and email it out to the meeting attendees. Update Salesforce with Actionable Intelligence. Who was in the room? The meeting. Do you think we have a chance? The stance. Do they seem engaged? What's the level of participation? Are they a decision maker distracted? Why? You need to figure out why they're distracted. Either A, they're putting out a fire, or B, they don't care what you're talking about. Who are the decision makers? What role is everybody playing? Is the data information from the meetings useful to build strategy? This is the actionable intelligence. And what we capture in Meeting Mapper, and then we present it inside Salesforce in the opportunity or in the case or the campaign, contact, or an account, is the meeting, what stage of the meeting for an opportunity, and you can change these around to better make and meet your business needs or what you want to capture. So we update the meeting section, open activities if there's any, activity history, and notes and attachments. From the single interface of Meeting Mapper, we update Salesforce with all this actionable intelligence. The plus one, what is the plus one? Meeting insights. Gain valuable insights, what resonated, what didn't, and the ability to socialize it seamlessly in Salesforce.com. So marketing gets with sales, you get together in product management, say, hey, out of this meeting, what do we want to capture? What are the important things that we need to build upon? Well, maybe they're meeting insights. What's the business value of Meeting Mapper? The exports. So that's what's hot. Well, what wasn't so hot? So you pick the three that weren't so hot. What this does, this feeds a dashboard within Salesforce So now marketing can go look at, hey, here's the hot things in the meetings coming out of what the customer likes. Why don't we build a marketing campaign based on, for example, meeting insights, meeting templates, meeting reports. Tailor our message to our consumers to be consumed and what they want to listen to and what they care about. Product enhancement, features, all this is driven from Meeting Mapper, put in Salesforce with this actionable intelligence that drives behavior, drives business value, and drives the value that you perceive to your customers. So now there's 7 ingredients for a great meeting. Identify and agree on the goal and objectives. Identify all the meeting attendees' role and stance. Document the meeting. Assign next step or action items. Distribute the meeting. Update Salesforce.com with actionable intelligence and gain meeting insights. Meeting Mapper is a complete solution for inside and field teams. Now, 7 ingredients for a great meeting. Just baked a great cake. Start a 15-day trial today or schedule a demo at www.pointintime.com. There's more to meetings than just taking notes. Thank you.